At 3:03 p.m. local time on December 9, 2024, the Kanlaon volcano in the Philippines produced one of its largest eruptions in recent memory, even creating a distinctive shockwave. As a plume of ash rapidly rose into the atmosphere, part of the eruption column collapsed back to the ground, generating pyroclastic flows. These superheated flows of 800 degrees Celsius volcanic material raced downslope at speeds of up to 131 km per hour or 81 miles per hour, reaching up to 3,000 meters downslope, before it came to a halt 3 minutes later. If we rewind a bit, we can even see pyroclastic surges which are a bit less dense than pyroclastic flows, albeit equally as dangerous, also descending a shorter region around Canlaon's summit. Then, only 6 minutes later, this specific explosion ended, as a plume of ash from a powerful volcanic eruption rose to an elevation of 6,706 meters or 22,000 feet. However, since this ash plume could drift a bit higher further away from its source, an aviation warning was sent out via a volcanic ash advisory, warning that the airborne ash could reach up to altitudes of 7,315 meters or 24,000 feet over the next 12 hours. Ash from this brief but powerful eruption, which likely rated on the 0 to 9 volcanic explosivity index as a mid or high-end V2, subsequently fell around the volcano primarily to the west, since this represented the prevailing wind directions at the time. This ash accumulated to around 1 to 3 millimeters in some areas where it was quite sticky, although even further away on separate islands, such as Guimaras and Panay, lesser ashfall was also reported. 87,000 evacuated due to this eruption. Canlaon's alert level was raised from 2 to 3, carrying with it a 6-kilometer exclusion zone in all directions, up from what was beforehand only a 4-kilometer radius. However, due to the possibility that even larger and more significant eruptive activity could follow, there are now 87,000 people which are being actively evacuated around the volcano, including in La Castellana, where 46,900 people are being evacuated. While this is still an unlikely possibility at the present, the situation is evolving, eruption size with further increases creating the hypothetical potential to expand the exclusion zone to as much as 14 kilometers or 8.7 miles in all directions. While one set of sensor data seemingly suggested that the December 9, 2024 eruption was larger than the June 3, 2024 eruption, which was itself the largest Canlaon eruption on record, I am of the opinion that it was the second larger historical eruption. Regardless, the change in alert level from 2 to 3 is important, as although I could not confirm today's eruption as magmatic rather than its typical phreatic eruptions, this change suggests that it was magmatic due to level 3 literally being defined as magmatic unrest. While Canlaon has been the most active volcano in the Philippines since 1900, with 28 eruptions, only 3 of the prior 27 eruptions or 11% had a magmatic component to them. All of these prior magmatic eruptions were larger than its smaller phreatic counterparts, hence the current concern if today's eruption was indeed magmatic. While Canlaon had been weekly emitting bursts of ash since October 18, Phivolcs did not consider it to be actively erupting until today. Canlaon has been producing all-time high record sulfur dioxide emissions this year, presumably due to the emplacement of a shallow body of magma. However, Laha danger. While the immediate focus is on evacuations and concerns involving a potential larger eruption which may or may not occur, I want to highlight a hazard that I deem to be far more likely and near certain to occur, lahars. After Canlaon's June 3, 2024 eruption, heavy rainfall caused water to combine with ash and pyroclastic flow deposits to generate lahars which swept down drainages and low-lying areas surrounding the volcano. The June 6 and 7, 2024 Canlaon Laha covered a few roads in a layer of mud, but this time damage has the potential to be even more significant due to periods of heavy rainfall being forecasted before December 23. We are still not sure exactly what will happen next, but the good news is that rapid and cataclysmic escalations at this volcano seem highly unlikely at the present. As a final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube.